All right, so welcome, Dr. Jamil. I call her Izzy, Izdihar
Mhm.
Jamil, who is an amazing author. She is published several times. She helps people to find their niche. And not only does she do that, she helps them to actually generate income without doing that thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of marketing rotation that everybody seems to think that you have to be on. So it's like one of the things that makes her super awesome. So welcome,
Thank you.
Dr. Jamil, for being here on our podcast.
Thank you, Nawala. It's just so fantastic to be chatting with you and hanging out with you guys. It is the Fridays of the weekend, but I'm just so grateful to be, just hanging out and sharing, isn't it? I think that's the best thing.
Yeah, so what the podcast audience is not going to be able to see is that I have blue hair right now.
Like exactly like the Avatar and the Frozen. The prince, the Queen Elsa also loves blue, so you're kind of like the Queen Elsa, and
Right.
I've got pink on me. If you see, I've got pink hijab and a flower pink top.
She looks like springtime embodied. I love it. So
Thank you.
this episode with the wonderful Izzy here with us all, I wanted to do a special interview that does bring business into it, because a lot of people who are into personal development, they're into personal development for a specific reason. And a lot of people are doing that because they want
Mhm.
to hit a different avenue, whether it's in their own lives or within their business life. And you
Mm.
can't do any amount of growth outside in different arenas without hitting personal growth first.
Yes.
And you are amazing. You have so many different avenues and things that you're hitting. Um, but I really want to touch on how important it is for
Mhm.
our health and our wellness to
Yes.
be able to hit it that hard all the time. It's going to take some kind of toll on you
Mhm.
somehow. So, first of all, why don't you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Thank you, Duala. Hello, 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 everyone. So I'm so glad to be here. So a little bit about me. I'm a mom. I've got one husband. I've got two munchkins myself. And what I love, 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 love to do is helping people to attract clients and make money the fastest way possible without spending money on ads, without, all those techie, complicated funnels, without website. Just cut the chase straight to the point. What is it that I need to do? ABC, one, two, three, done. And that's the main thing because, you and I both are moms, Nawala, so we've got a million jobs to do. I haven't got time to watch 2, 3 hours of video, figuring things out, building like technically I'm a trained computer scientist. So I'm trained in doing programming, codes, website, app, and all that. But it drives me insane. I can't stand it. All this error code and debugging. I would just rather go, I'm just going to go on calls, It's just much faster for me to be making money. I'm just going to attract clients, book them in, convert. That's it. That's the main thing. That's kind of like my, if there's one thing you remember from this on business, nothing matters except for ABC. Attract, book, convert. Attract, book, convert. Attract, book, convert. Nothing matters. You don't need a website. When I first started my business, I don't need websites. I can't be bothered with it because it's just driving me insane. You don't need ads. Book them in. Attract, book, convert. You're done. Money in the bank. Because we've got families to take care of. So we haven't got time to twiddle and fiddle and throw thousands of dollars away on something that may or may not work. And you know how sensitive ads are, isn't it, Nuala?
Absolutely. So, we do understand that there is a need for A/B testing for those of you who have not yet started marketing or even hitting the marketing when it comes to whatever your niche is. You are going to come across for you to be able to do it. And a lot of times people will sell you how to do it through ads,
Mm-hmm.
or they will sell you how to do it on the different platforms, which is still advertising. And then
Yeah.
they make you pay to learn how to use that system, and then they teach you how to do that A/B split testing using the algorithms that already exist out there. But there's a way to do A/B split testing without the advertising, and she actually walks you through that. It's amazing. It's super amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, because Nuala and I were just chatting last week. I'm like, no, she's like, oh, I need to do this testing, Nuala. It's just this one line, go and test it. You're going to get result within 24, 48 hours. That's none of this matters except for this. Just one line, Nuala. You just got to do it. That's it. And getting results.
It is. And the reason why I like your system so much is because it really narrows down who is wanting to be successful and who is just wanting money. And everyone wants money. I'm not angry, scared, or anything about the idea of money, because everyone needs it in this world that we live in. It has to,
money
and it's a blessing. However, if you can make money putting in effort versus putting in money and putting yourself in debt to make that amount of money, you know, you could take years trying to generate money in that direction. Whereas in your direction, it was actually pretty immediate.
Exactly. It's the fast, like I've always been the fastest way possible. That's kind of me. Like, hey, what do I need to do? This is the result. What's the fastest way that I can get it? Because I've got families to take care of. You know, I've got kids to take care of. I've got to figure out the college fund, don't I? That 100, 200K, whatever it is they want, the college fund.
I only have 2 years to do that. So I'm trying not to think about that portion. I'm just thinking about grow.
That's right. That's right. The growing part. And I think that's the most important thing, because what matters is the fastest way, the simplest way, the most effective way, and getting results. That's what matters, isn't it? Because results is money in the bank, money in the bank, money in the bank. Right. Money is a blessing to take care of the whole family.
So you can learn every system possible out there and learn all these systems and learn how to implement all these systems, but without the action part, it's really nothing. So if you spent and invested all this money on the action part and not actually putting any effort in, you're still going to receive little to no result. But in the pursuit of trying to get money and trying to make money, whether you're choosing to go the direction that you feel most comfortable with, or you're choosing to go the quickest route and making yourself uncomfortable, if you're willing to go do that, it's going to have an effect on your mindset. It's going to have an effect on how you deal with life. And sometimes, and this is coming from me, sometimes it just feels like everything is heavy. Like I have too much, like there's too much. There's too many things to do. There's too many things to consider. There's too many shiny and bright and distracting things out there. There's too many things that I need to implement in order to not only become successful, but to retain and become consistent with it. It starts to have an effect on your emotional state too. So what do you do with everything that you do and all these people that you help? Right? What do you do when you start feeling like it's getting heavy? Like there's a lot of clients, like there's a lot to manage, because no matter how successful you are, you're going to hit, you know, life happens.
That's right.
Life happens to all of us.
Absolutely. And you're gonna get there. You're gonna be reaching a point where you become drained, where you become exhausted, where you become in a way, like you become a slave to the monster that you created. You know, that will be a point. And it's a good thing, because it means that you can grow. Like a couple of things that I did when I hit that, like there was a point in a while when I woke up at 3:30 in the morning and didn't sleep till 11 midnight, you know, it was just a crazy time. Like I truly became the slave of the monster that I created, to the point that I took away my kids' playtime. I was just spending time with the kids. As soon as my husband came back home from work, I'm like, babe, take care of the kids. I have to go for a call, you know. Like I hardly had that 1-2 minutes with my husband. And what's the point of all that if my intention is to create freedom around my family and my life? So one of the first things I did is that I transformed my business model, because my business model at that time could only take me to so much, right? So I had to transform my business model. Then I actually challenged myself. I'm only gonna work 3-4 hours a day max. That's it, no more than that. What is it that I need to do to make that happen? Because for the rest of the time, I want to be hanging out with my family. I want to be cooking. I want to be baking. I want to be reading a book. I want to go to the beach, whatever it is I want, right? I want to go and try out new makeup just because I like to try things out. So I actually had to change my business model because whatever business model that I had then didn't work. So you got to have a look. Like I challenge myself, I'm going to work less, not more. I'm going to be working less. These are my hours. These are my boundaries. How am I going to make that happen? So I had to figure things out. And literally, I'm only working like a few hours a day because otherwise because as a mom, you're nonstop, right? I've got my family to take care of. I want to hang out with the kids. I want to play with them. So transform your business model. I think that's one business side of things, if you could think about it. In terms of me, myself, holistic part. Well, you got to take your vitamins every day.
That is so right.
You got to take your vitamins every day. Like I know behind you, I saw that doTERRA stuff, isn't it?
There it is, the lifelong vitality pack.
That's right. So whatever vitamins you take, doTERRA, Juice Plus, or whatever it is, you have to nourish yourself because that's where your energy comes from. So I would take vitamins. Well, they don't call it vitamins, but they call it food supplement, whole food nutrition, whole food supplement, whatever it is you want to call it. Take vitamins every day, drink lots of water. And for me personally, in terms of mindset-wise, I pray like 5 times a day. Like one before sunrise, one in the afternoon, one the late afternoon, one sunset, one evening. I'm not saying you have to pray 5 times a day, but that's just me. That's my connection to my creator, to the one that owns my soul, to the one that can make things happen for me.
And that's really important. When you're thinking about, people think about health and they think about wellness, think about business, they think about their family. And even people who choose not to actually have something to believe in. They think that there's a void of belief, but that's not true. No matter what, you're going to place your faith and your understanding and this desire on something outside yourself. You always will.
Exactly.
And for people who know that inside is just an actual connection to whatever your higher power
the higher
is.
being,
So you're just a piece of whatever this is, this connection. Whether or not you believe or not, there is that connection.
Absolutely. So I'm
spiritual.
Always like, exactly, you're rich. I'm always like, if anything, God, please help me. I can't do this on my own. Please guide me, just open my doors, make things easy, guide me, or whatever it is, because, like in the social media world, it's not easy. Like the other day, someone just told me to go to hell just because I asked a question, I'm like, huh? And that just brings you down. And then someone just like puts you, like, this vicious stuff going out there. I don't know how the Kardashians survived it, but still, there's still things that. So I'm always coming back. And also for me, I'm always asking for protection, like God protect me, keep my family safe, from the evil eye, from all that, because then it's kind of like you're in a bubble, isn't it? So if you have a superpower, I would have a bubble. When things come to me, like boing, 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 it goes out. It doesn't.
I love that visual.
Exactly, on the bubble, boing, 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 coming out.
I too have a bubble.
That's right, the bubble.
I too have a bubble. It is a
and
secret
that bubble you
bubble.
have to create. Yes, and that's something you have to create, which is important. And the other thing that I love doing too is I do a lot of mindset strategies. I don't like when I teach my clients it's not just about information, it's strategy. Okay, like breathing. I do a lot of breathing and grounding work. I do a lot of tapping, like tap, 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 like tapping EFT, freedom technique,
yes,
kind of thing. Exactly. Like I'm not doing it on other people. I'm doing it on myself, just to center and ground myself. Because the more I'm grounded, the more I'm centered, the more I'm at peace, the more confident I am, and the higher conversion I get in terms of sales.
It's interesting that you brought up EFT tapping because that is one of the things that I have taught my son to do, taught myself to do, because he's on the spectrum.
Right?
And he's a teenager, and even though he is high functioning, still there is a lot of the social anxieties and them not being able to fit in, and then the way that they process information. So tapping for him actually helps him to process
Wonderful.
specific things depending on where he's tapping on his body. I think it's just an amazing practice. I'm probably
Yeah.
going to cover that some other time in like a video.
Yes, you should
So that
share a
people
little
kind of
bit.
understand it, and then have my son like he will
Demonstrate
be
it,
the
something.
demonstrator.
And it's super fast, isn't it, Noala? It's really fast.
It is.
It's safe and it's effective. Because, like, for me, my favorite point is the one at the heart. Because when I'm stressed out, my chest tightens. So that one is the fastest way to relieve. But definitely, you should do just an episode about it so that people really get the power of it.
Right. And then another suggestion for EFT, when you're talking about tapping, if you find yourself having the emotion, any emotion that you might see as negative, especially like anger, when you're really outside yourself now, and when you're at the point of anger, you're actually taking whatever's happening with you and projecting it outside yourself.
Yes.
To go ahead and do the tapping on your heart, so you bring yourself back to heart center and remind yourself who you are, because at the core of whoever anyone is, what you look like, where you come from, what sex you are, what job you have, what skills you have, what strengths you are, no matter what it is, you are love.
Yes.
That's just the basics of everything. When you came into the world, you didn't have all this negativity. All you experienced was being cared for, being loved. So, and that's you. And there was a comfort in that. So when things get really crazy, to be able to just draw back into remembering who you really are, who you're meant to be, not what you became because of outside environmental stressors and whatnot, traumas, hardships.
Absolutely. I think one thing important to remember is that when we were born, God did not put a stamp on us, worthy, unworthy, bad, good. There was no stamp. We're born with, like, our greatest fear isn't that we're inadequate, but our greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond belief. So we're born with amazing, amazing blessing and gifts. But, as the time goes, things happen, we put a label, we put attachment and story. So I just want people to know that you were not born labeled stupid or unworthy or a loser. Like, God did not put that stamp on us, right? Nobody put that stamp on us except for us itself, allowing other people to do so.
Right. And on the other side of that, when you're talking about unworthiness is not just your unworthiness to think you can achieve. Unworthiness also goes the other side. If you're bossy or you're naggy or you have other negative attributes that you see as bad, those actually can be turned into strengths. They don't make you unworthy. Right?
Yeah.
So I love that. No matter what, especially this is how powerful you are. Right? As a human being on this planet, living this existence, this temporary existence here, you are so powerful that whoever you are right now, whatever you're experiencing right now, you can change that.
Exactly. And turn it, like you said, turn it into strength. Like, for example, I'll give an example from me. When I was in college, like, my friends call me bossy, right? They're just like, oh, she's so bossy. She's so bossy. But guess who the number one pick is when it comes to group projects? Me. Because they know I get things done and they get A+ for their work.
Right.
So, like, basically, I was born a leader. They call me bossy, but it's up to me to interpret that, right? Because I'm a born leader. I know how to get results. For me, it's all or nothing. So even though they're like, oh, you're so bossy, but they all want to be in my group because they know they want the A+ and get the job done. So, like, turn it into a positive, isn't it? And also, like, I can be funny at times, right? I can be bossy and funny at times, but I'm also really loyal and really gracious and generous with people. So that's that one side of me who's bossy, whatever you want to call it. I call it leadership. And that's also the other side of me, which is pretty cool, isn't it? And that's the thing that gets the job done. Because they know they will come and work with me, or they hire me for something, it is done. It is done. Like our project, Yes, I Can. We hit number 1, baby, in 20.
Number 1. So this lady, this is my book.
That's right.
Number 1 international best-selling author because of projects that I've been into with Dr. Jamil, and I call her Izzy.
Yes.
Because we're tight like that now. But
yes, number one in like
so
24
amazing.
hours.
It was in 24 hours. And I had never seen response like that. And I actually, from the feedback from my writings and from the writings of the people who are just sharing the most amazing stories in this collaborative project, it was just, I have not gotten not one negative review or feedback from people who have had the book. In fact, they pick and choose which stories really touch with them, and it doesn't hurt my feelings at all that it's not mine that's the best, because I understand that when I don't, technically, if I don't win, that doesn't mean, if I'm not in it, it doesn't mean I'm not winning. So I don't really lose anything when someone else wins.
That's right.
If you can connect with anybody in that story, with any of the ways that they overcame those obstacles, right? Because not everyone identifies at the same thing, then you won too. And I super love that.
Absolutely, because it's about the team, is it? And everybody has their own journey. That's what makes it real, isn't it, Nuala? Like real people with real results. We can make it into a Harvard professor, business style book with theory. But like, oh, textbook, it's going to be so dry. I don't think Harvard professor even got to be a best-selling author, mind you.
This is true.
There we go. I'm glad that people are enjoying the book. That's the thing, isn't it? Is the inspiration. It's giving people hope. It's giving people light that it's possible. And Nuala, you overcame certain things, and the thing that coming on your head, am I going to go home today? Which is a big deal, isn't it? And coming through that, which is absolutely incredible. But yes, number one, baby.
I'm so happy you're here with me. So let me tie this up with one more question. So if you could give, and a lot of business people are going to be hearing this too, not just people at home who want to do personal development, or just sometimes people who like podcasts, right? If you could leave one piece of advice for someone dealing with immense stress, especially during this time where people have to pivot in their business, they have to pivot in their home life, how they're dealing with their children, right? With this much stress, what is the one thing you would like to leave with them? One piece of advice.
So if I can leave one thing, I would say it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be done. Because perfectionism is an illusion, is a trap, isn't it? And you get so stressed out and, get all worried because, am I doing it right and everything? So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be done, because every master was once a disaster. So don't worry if you mess things up, right? You can just always make it better and better and better and better and better. That's the whole thing. And like, if anything for me, if I get too much, I just sleep. I just forget everything. I just passed out, sleep, because there's always tomorrow. And I always come back feeling fresh. Oh, okay, this is what I'm going to, it happened to me yesterday. I was so tired. Too many things on my plate. These people demanding this, that person demanding this people wanting something from me. Shut down, pull myself back, passed out. I just went to sleep, whatever, like my daughter's crying. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to sleep. And I woke up this morning. This is how I'm going to approach it. And it's done. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just got to be done. Like I said, every master was once a disaster. So don't worry if you messed up.
I'm so going to steal that.
Awesome.
I love it. I love that. You know what? And I feel like you're talking not just to everybody else, but to me, about the pursuit of perfection. And if you never actually do it and you're waiting for it to be perfect before you actually take action, you'll never take action.
Nope. It's going to holding on. Oh, what if I do this? While you holding back, your competitor is already out there doing it and nailing things and getting the client. Right. So you actually at this being a disservice to yourself. So what if it doesn't work? So what if it doesn't get the results that you want? But you can always make things better, isn't it? Like iPhone, they never have the perfect iPhone coming up. There's always the next version. So you're no different from Steve Jobs, darling. So don't worry about it.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love that example. So thank you so much for being here. This
You're
is
welcome.
Nualataylor with Transform Your Life, you under Reconstruction, doing our Wellness for Business on Fridays with Dr. Izdihar Jamil. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dr.
people.
Jamil.
May peace be upon you. Bye.
Bye. Let me stop the recording.